Chantal with Growing Up Without Borders, and right now I am currently in Malawi in Africa. There's the lake behind me, Lake Malawi, and we're going to be releasing this video not on Malawi, just because when we're traveling and such, it's a little bit tricky to upload all the videos and do the editing of the videos and make sure everything goes. So what we're going to release now in the next few weeks is actually our trips on South Africa. So we went to, sorry, not South Africa. We're going to release our trips on South America. So back in 2016, we went to South America and we started in Brazil. And so this video here is all about Rio de Janeiro, our time in Rio, and some of the highlights and things that we like the most about Rio. What happened was, like you might have seen in our previous video, we arrived via Casablanca. So we left from Malpensa, Casablanca to Sao Paulo. In Sao Paulo, we ended up renting a car and we had the most amazing drive all along the highway. The highways were phenomenal, really well and modern. You know, we weren't sure what to expect, because sometimes when you're going to certain countries, the roads are good or not so good or what have you. So the roads were totally fine. Everything was luscious and green. There was like these hilly kind of mountain tops. It was just beautiful. Driving in Brazil, and let me explain to you what we did to get here. So the plane tickets were super cheap, but we took a train from Montreux, I'll hold it maybe like this, train from Montreux to Milano, and then a train to actually Dormodossola, and then Dormodossola we took a bus to Milano airport, Malpensa, then we took a plane from Malpensa to Casablanca, Morocco, then we took a bus for an hour to the hotel, which included dinner and breakfast, and then we took a bus back, an hour back to the airport, then we flew from Casablanca to Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo we rented a car and then drove 2 hours, stayed in a hotel last night, which included breakfast, and now we're driving 3.5 hours to Rio. When we arrived in Rio, Rio's a massive city. I forget exactly how many millions of people live there, but I just want to say about 20 million maybe, I might be wrong. But it's massive, right? And so all of our friends were like, before we went, our Brazilian friends, non-Brazilian friends were like, be careful, you know, take care of yourselves, like watch your belongings. They were giving us like all these like crazy like things like, oh my gosh, you might be robbed at gunpoint, because some of our friends who are from Brazil have been robbed at gunpoint. And so it was like really scary for us, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like just nuts. And so we were like really careful, and but we did kind of like what the locals did. So we stayed in this like beautiful Airbnb right near the beach. Everything was walking distance, and what was really cool, it was like New Year's Eve, the day when we arrived, or the day before, I forget. So we went to the beach with all the locals, and in Brazil, which we didn't know, everybody dresses in white to go for New Year's Eve, and I forget like the whole significance of it all, but basically everyone's in white, and so we weren't, so we were like really sticking out like sore thumbs, like it was obvious that we were tourists, but however, we went with everyone, we walked to the beach, and it was the most amazing fireworks show you would ever possibly imagine. It went on forever. It was like phenomenal all across the beach. It span across, and it was just amazing. had one little scare while we were there at the beach, and what happened was all of a sudden we were just like enjoying the show, enjoying the fireworks, and all this group of kids just came running across, and we didn't realize it at the time. So all we saw was like a crowd of people running, and we were a little bit like scared, and our kids started running off, and so they took off running just like everybody else, and I was like, stop, don't run away, and I was just like, just stay still, stay with me and whatever, so I didn't want to lose them. And then we found out the next day what happened is sometimes in the favelas, so favelas are kind of like the poor areas of Brazil where you see kind of like those little homes all together on the hills. What happens is the kids come down, and to make money or earn money, the way they do it is, of course, they just run across and they just grab whatever they can off the beach. And so this is what happened. A whole bunch of kids came running and trying to grab things and such. So when you go to the beaches, you don't go with anything. You don't go with any loose items or anything, and you just play it safe. So that was our experience. It was just beautiful. And then we walked back with all the locals, walking back from the beach to our Airbnb, and it was really nice. Some of the things to see in Brazil. So there is one area. It's like a little mountain. It's about 800 meters high. It's called Sugarloaf Mountain, and you can take a cable car up there. So we did that. So we went up with the cable car to Sugarloaf Mountain. From there you have these beautiful, amazing views of the beach and everything, and it was really fun. We also saw one of the 7 wonders of the world, which is the Christ statue, and kind of like the harbor going in. So we went up there. The girls thought it was amazing. It was really nice. So we did that. The beaches are phenomenal. So we went to the famous Copacabana beach, the Ipanema beach. I might be saying it wrong, just like the song. Ipanema, the lady from Ipanema, and it was just a really, really nice day. And so those are the things that we did. Some really cool fun facts about Rio de Janeiro that you might not have known. Most people think that's the capital of Brazil, but it's not. The capital of Brazil is actually called Brasilia. Another thing that's interesting is back when the king and queen were ruling in Portugal, Napoleon had invaded, and they fled to Brazil, and they actually made the capital Rio the capital city of Portugal. And so that was interesting because at the time it was the only city outside of Europe that had its capital outside of the continent of Europe. So there's some really interesting, cool facts. The Brazilian people are the most amazing, friendliest people you'll ever meet. They're really fun, as most of you probably know, so really enjoyable. The food there is amazing. Tyler loved it because there was like barbecued meats everywhere. So you go into like shopping malls and stuff, and there's just like barbecues being like grilled meat everywhere. So he really liked that, enjoyed the meat part of it because he's a guy and he likes that kind of stuff. But it was really nice. So the first few days in Brazil were phenomenal. After that, and this will be in our next video, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you are notified, but it's going to be on the Foz do Iguaçu. So I'm not sure if you've heard that before. It's one of the largest waterfalls in the world, and like I said, I won't say too much, but you'll see in the next video. It's mind-boggling how big it is. It's right at the border of Argentina and Brazil, so you can actually enter in on the Argentinian side or on the Brazilian side. It's massive. It's just massive. So stay tuned for the next video and we'll share with you what it was like to go to Foz do Iguazu, how we got there, and some videos on that. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.